back. This is another week of the Zwift Tiny Race Insiders, the new year 2024. Man, I'm excited about this year. I can't wait to get this year going. These are 4 races that I do every Saturday. I missed the last 2 Saturdays because I've been kind of working out, getting things together, end of the year, holidays, all the kind of things you do at the end of the year. Kind of got in the way of doing these last couple of weeks. But I started off the year right. I said, I'm going to race these 4. I did an earlier race. Normally I do the 10 o'clock race, Standard Eastern Time. But I had a couple of things I had to do that day. So I ended up doing the 4 o'clock in the morning, which, trust me, next week I will be back at the 10 o'clock in the morning. I think I don't have anything at that time. So I should be back on my regular time at 10 o'clock Standard Eastern Time. The Tiny Race series, if anybody want to race with me, anybody want to race against me, that's where you'll find me at on that race. These are 4 races. This week, all the races were the same. So since all of them was the same, I found the best one. I'm only going to play one of the races, but I will put the results of all the other 3 races up here or up here. So they will be sitting here so you can see the race results. I'm super happy with the results of these races. I'm not going to lie. I have never won a series like this. I've done, I want to say roughly about 20 to 25 of them, because I did one every week for the last 6 months. So I did roughly about 20 to 25 of them, and I have never won the whole series. I've won maybe 1 or 2 races in the series. I think I won as much as 2 races and like a 3rd or 2nd place in the series, and then just kind of messed up on either one of the races. But I came in like 8th, 9th, or 10th, so it kept me from winning the series. So also, I didn't race Sunday, which was yesterday. I'm recording this early Monday morning if I do my next race, because I have to go to work early today. But I didn't race yesterday because I juice. I do a lot of juicing. I'm gonna have my ingredients sitting on either side of me. I juice a lot. I juice about every 2.5 months. I do. I'm gonna have like I said, I got the ingredients sitting up here, and it makes about 25 to, depending on what I got into it. I took some out this time, so it made about 25 gallons. I drink about 16 ounces a day between me and my wife, and so a gallon lasts about a week. And me and her do the gallons, and we mix it a little bit with distilled water or purified water, and we stretch a gallon out for a week. It's really good, and it's what gives me my energy back when I race. After I race, I drink like 16 ounces of this stuff, pure juice, and it kind of just, I can feel everything coming back into me, and that's why you see me race like a 19-mile race, and I'll turn around and race like an 8-mile race. It's just that I feel good after I drink some of it. It really re-energizes me. But with all that talk, let's get into the race and let's see what's going on. So we finna get down into the race. We at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. I did not speed this race up since it's only one race and the race is only about 10 minutes long. I thought speeding it up didn't make any sense to me. I did shoot out the gate on this one. This is the 3rd race of the series. And with this race of the series, I was like, man, the first 2 races, as you saw the results of that, as I showed you, the first 3, the 1 and 2 race and the 4 race, I won those. I was very surprised. I was not expecting that. I'm being honest with you. I was not expecting to win these races. Now, I knew the races were the same, and I knew where the races were going. This is one of the advantages, like BB and Peter and Peter Solver, one of my race pals in the NTS 3s, Ken from my Z Sons, all of them told me you need to know the course. Well, the funny thing is, since you know all the races are the same, after I won the first one, you knew the course. After you win the second one, I knew where to attack at. So on this race, I knew what to attack at. Now, when I took off on the race, looks a lot different on the beginning of the race, and I'm trying to. I don't know if they changed the aesthetics of where we're at, or we actually on a different course, but it felt different, but similar enough that I was like, this is the same race, the same route that I've ran before, but it looks dissimilar from what I think I ran the other day. And I'm like, is there another route that we got now? I'm not sure. Somebody informed me. It's just, I haven't been paying that much attention, and just because we ran it 3 times and 4 times, you were forced to notice everything. But if somebody can inform me of that, I'm not sure. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I don't know. And I had never really observed it. Most of the time, I'm only focused on the guy in front of me. Now, I'll let you know about this 3rd race. I knew that I was tired on this one, but I felt like my way I think of me when I'm tired is that everybody else is tired too. So there's no excuse for me to be running around going, I'm wore out in my head because everybody else is wore out. So as we're racing, I'm looking at this thing going, okay, cool. I'll just stay in the pack. And I knew we got these rolling hills. Now with these rolling hills for me is a very big advantage because I don't have to do as much. Now I'm gonna tell you something that I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna change when I get a chance on this next race. Is that if you notice, I brought the camera down to try to show more of my body. You see my legs kind of. I'm just shy of showing my legs, but as you see, I set up right here, and I was like, no, 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 no. I lost so much weight that things hang on me kind of funny. So I don't. You see me riding right there, and I'm like, as I look back at this video, I go, nah, we're gonna go back from upper chest on up because I do not like the way I'm gonna be honest, I'm jiggling on here. I have a lot of, even now, I have a lot of skin. Imagine a year from now when I've dropped another 100 pounds. It's gonna look like, I'm gonna have to wear like body braces. So I've heard stories of people doing pretty much what I'm doing, where they lose a lot of weight, have lost a lot of weight, and the weight comes off and there's like 30 pounds, 40, 45 pounds of skin. I'm really thinking I'm be one of them people because I'm going to have to get it up because I feel it. It's even messing with me when I'm asleep now. So as we're riding, you see now with the rolling hill, I'm back into the race. As we ride with the rolling hills, the rolling hills were a thing that I really wanted. Now, I was so excited to have this feather because right on this hill, I put all my power in. You notice I put a ton of power in this here. And I come up this hill with this feather because I knew that the one thing you do with this hill right here on these rolling hills, on this last one, you keep the power in. And I'm telling you, anybody who's racing, keep the power in until you see the percentage go to negative. Keep powering. Do not stop at the top of the hill. You see, because what you want to do is you want to go into the downhill with some speed. And if you keep powering until it goes into the negative, you'll go into the downhill with a little speed, and it'll be easy. If you hit the bottom of the downhill, you can actually super tuck about the last 4 or 5 seconds of the hill if you do it just right. You notice how much speed I got. And so as I'm coming down, I slow down, and I remember, oh man, I need the super tuck. And I'm trying to get up to that speed with the feather. And you see I pedal up just enough to get the super tuck in, long enough so I can just get down through the bottom of the hill. Now, once I'm at the bottom of the hill, what I do is I try to take a little bit of the power out, but I increase my pedals to maintain that speed. Now, one thing I like having at the bottom of a hill, if you ever see me race from now on, is the fact that I like having the arrow helmet because it makes it easier to maintain that speed on a flat because all I got to do is kind of just keep going. It's like, I'm like a super tanker. I'm just gonna be real. I'm heavy once you get me going. It takes a lot of force to get me going. So at the beginning of the race, even though you see me put all that power in, I don't put a whole bunch like I used to. All I'm trying to do is get me going. But once I'm going, it doesn't take as much to go. I mean, it's with everything. But it's because I'm a bigger guy, especially coming off the heels, that momentum that I have, if I can just keep a little bit more power in, the pedals up, you see they're about 90. If I keep the pedals up, I'm good. So that's the way I think about it, is as long as I keep the pedals up, I'm good. So that's what I do, and I don't have to put as much force in. Now, I'm racing with our chopper, and me and our chopper raced at this thing at the end. Now, this is the reason I put this in here, because this whole race is our chopper learned something that I have been learning from BB and Peter and all the NTSs. I learned this from all of them. And I learned some more of this stuff from a couple of people I raced, and that is timing. Timing is everything. This race was a very close race until the issue of timing came in. Because like I say, BB and all of them will tell me it's the timing. See, with the races, people are very, when you watch the videos, people are very taken back, and I get some people responding to me about my power. Everybody's all about your power, the power you must, but like I try to show them, and I may put it in the video now on Zwift Power, and I may go inside of Zwift and pull up my numbers. My power is great. Don't get me wrong. This is, man, this is a wild number of power. But my WKG is what does it to me on here. That's where the Class C, that's why it's hard for me. There's a certain point you have to hit to get the Class C. And it's hard for me, being funny, it's hard for me to hit that point really consistent. Because I'm not the type of, my weight changes my WKG. So that's what happens to me. Now, I'm racing him, and he has one advantage is that as we get here, and I know this, so in my head as I'm riding, you notice you see how I'm trying to conserve myself. My heart rate is up because we're on the third race. So bringing it back down to 145 is really hard unless I would have stayed way back there with the pack and went even slower. But I wasn't trying that because I knew there was a hill at the end of this thing. If I could put distance between most of us, that I won't have to compete with 1, 2, or 3 people who was trying to keep up with me. So as we get closer and closer, once I see that divide sign, I decide, I know that I have 1 kilometer, how much power I have to get to the end of this race. So in my head, I go, okay, cool. I'm gonna kick it into about 90% here. I get ready to turn the power on. Once I see the hill, I turn the power on, and I just notice I take off. Now I know how far I gotta go. I know how far I can go with where I'm at now. I'm really at about 90, I wanna say roughly 95% right here. Now, as I'm pushing, I'm pushing him because I wanna get up this hill because I know he's way lighter. He's about, I wanna be honest, from looking at it, I want to go back in and you can correct me. I think he's about 225 pounds compared to my 380 to 390 pounds. So as I pull the hill, you see timing. He comes past me, but we have 5 kilometers, the top 0.5 kilometers left, and he passes me, and I go, okay, cool. And I never come out of it. I just stay with 116, 120 pedals per minute, and I just stay in it. And I figured he hit it just a little too early. If he would have waited till right at about 250 kilometers and hit it, stay with me like he would have hit that, he would have won this race. But the timing, like I tell everyone, and I'm learning from everyone, timing is everything. So as we get to the end of the race, it was no coming back by now because I had got in front of him just enough to win this race, and I knew I had it. I want to say thank you to everybody who subscribed me. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for getting me to 100. Thank you for getting me to 100 subscribers. Now let's work to get me to 200, and with that, ride on.